My fellow Jeepers, help me out. I'm having issues. Okay, Project Rust Bucket here. I don't want to scrap it. I don't want to part it out, and I can't make myself do it because it runs so good. I mean, I've driven it a couple times, playing and goofing off. Might get myself in trouble because it's no tags. I don't have a title on it yet. The guy didn't give me a title, so I got to work on that part. But I can't make myself scrap it. This thing runs so good. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do a walk around. We're going to beat on the frame a little bit. I've got my chipping hammer, my welding chipping hammer. We're going to beat on some places, see how bad the shape the frame's in. Discuss some ideas, and mostly at this point, one I'm trying to validate to myself, is it worth the trouble? You know, if the frame is too far rotten, you know, at one point, even though I've got this really sick issue with wanting to bring junk from the dead, there comes a line you don't cross because the common sense needs to kick in somewhere. Meaning that the thing that money wise, it doesn't make sense to dump a whole bunch of money into something like this. You know, it really doesn't. And when I need to put the money elsewhere, I'm not rich, and I don't get rich doing these videos by no stretch. So you know, I got to put money where it counts. So this is a video of, one, how bad is the frame? We're going to beat on it with a chipping hammer. 2, brainstorming some ideas. And 3, putting it out there to you guys so you guys can help me brainstorm some ideas as to what would be a good thing to do with this. I'm serious. This thing, you seen when I released the video, the very first video, the video on this thing when I first got it. I'll link it down below and stuff so you guys can see if you have it. But yeah, it runs really good. So everyone, let's roll with the video. You know, there's times I really think I need my head checked. We keep thinking that there's some way I can save this thing. I mean, that right there is the bottom of the roll bar. It's terrible. But here's what I'm thinking. Obviously the body's junk, so I really don't care what I do to it. So I'm thinking, no, all that crap right there can be cut out. If I do a crawler build out of it, I can do what's called boat sides, which means here, about right along there, it'll taper all the way back down to the frame, back to the frame mounts to come under using really heavy gauge metal. So it's kind of like a rock slider type situation for people who don't know what both sides are. And so that'll also take out all this chunk right through here, eliminates that, and gives putting a solid steel plate in, that's somewhere around the ballpark of 3/16 or something like that. That'll take it from all the way to here, cutting all that out. Then of course I'll have to fab in some more body mounts and stuff, but I mean that's not a major issue. I'm obviously not going to make a show rig out of this, but I want a crawler, something I can beat the snot out of and not kill my daily driver, if you know what I mean. All this up here, I mean I can patch more metal into that. But the deciding factor is going to be the frame. I mean, you see all the surface rust on the frame, and I see so many places where it could be questionable. So I've got my chipping hammer here. I'm going to go around the frame and just beat the snot out of it and see if there's any places I knock a hole in it. You can buy patch pieces, like right here, it was patched in. You can buy patch pieces for the frame if need be. And so I'm going to take my chipping hammer, go around and beat the snot out of it and see if I knock any holes in the frame. That'll kind of give me a clue as to which way I need to go with it. Because I'm really having issues thinking about trashing this thing. It's giving me a complex. I can't do it. It's a Jeep. It's an old Jeep. It's a YJ. I can't do it. Anyway, enough of my drama. Pretty solid there. Right here on the top of my shock mount, you can see I got a rust hole right there. Yeah, I'm about to beat that through. But I can patch that in. Run the hangers is where you really got to watch it. You see right there, that's pretty rotten there, but you see where it's all been boogers, not welded in. Golly, that's terrible. There's days I have bad welding days, but that's like another level. A skid plate for the gas tank, I can tell for sure, is done for. And the skid plate for the transfer case, I know for a fact is done for. But I can fab all that stuff up. I can brace that. What the heck just happened? I mean, as far as the floorboards right in this thing, I can pick the body up enough to lay some sheet metal into it. Because again, I don't care if it's factory metal going back in. I can lay any kind of junk metal in. Because I want to build a crawler out of it. Oh yeah, that's solid. Yeah, that front section I'm good there. It's solid. Look at that crap. The cat vacuum lines are still there. And that's rarely around here. Most people got them ripped out, tore up or something. Not that I'm going to use it anyway. One thing for sure I will do, since I got cut it up anyway, that body lift crap is coming the heck out. And I would do it to my other rig, you guys see. I do all, most of my videos, but the thing of it is, I expect to break and twist stuff in two here, and I expect to do it on mine too. So if I was to start tearing out my body lift on my other rig, on my 91, I really don't feel like welding in new body mounts. And so far the frame's checking doable. Oftentimes when you're going to check for rust, beating the snot out like this, now if you got one that's in really good shape and that's been painted, you don't want obviously do that too much, scratching up your paint if you care that much. But all your salt, debris, stuff like that, oftentimes will set, they'll build up inside these holes that's on top of the frame, and they'll come down, they'll set on the inside here, and they'll rest right on the bottom of the inside. So oftentimes you're gonna knock a hole someplace, that's where it's gonna be. Look at that 4/4 pan. But like I said, I can refab all that stuff. That's easy. Check the other side. Oh yuck. Oops, camera wasn't on that one. Look at that. Don't hit that too hard because I'll just break the back half of the frame off. Right there. But again, that's broken off right there, and that all that rust, again, all that can be patched back in. I mean, for the most part, because that's already been patched right there with the booger welds. See, that's knocked a hole in the frame right there. God, I need my head checked for some of the crap I want to do. Oh, wait a minute, that's just a factory hole I kept hidden. Right there. Look at the skid plate. See the skid plate? Done! Battery gonna fall through the floor. I'm seriously putting dents in it right there. That's what it means it's thin. Yep, knocked a hole in it. That's been patched. That's patched. I don't care about the body, like I said, that's the easy stuff. Because I'm not worried about factory original. I'm just worried about making it structural enough to not breaking half out wheeling on it. That's solid. Yeah, that's okay. Well, frame is savable with some work. It's been eating at me for a while. It's like I keep coming out here, I'll look at it, and it just, I'm having a really hard time thinking I'm going to scrap this thing out. So I had to pull out the chipping hammer and just beat the snot out of the frame to see if I knock any holes through it. Of course, there were some places, but it wasn't really as bad as shape as I thought it was in. There's some patch places I can do easy enough. I can handle that. The tub obviously is pretty well junk, but that's okay because my plan is for the tub is I'm going to chop the heck out of it anyway. Do the both sides cut, and who knows what else I'm going to get froggy about doing. So doing the both sides cut, it's going to eliminate a lot of the rust out of it where it's going down to the floor plans. Then I'm going to put new sheet metal in. I'll put any kind of metal in. I don't care what it is because I'm not putting it back to a factory original state. I want to put it together as a good trail rig to take it out and beat the heck out of, so I can keep my driver. And if I break one, I still got the other. You see what I'm saying? I want a Jeep up and running all the time, but I can build this one heavy and hard and have a lot more fun at it because, I mean, look at the foundation I got to work with. It can't get it can only get better, you know? So, my next adventure I'm going to try now, I don't have a title on this thing, so I'm going to see what legal issues I got to go through for getting a title. Because, like I said, I would like to have it as a backup driver, even though my thoughts about the whole rig is eventually, okay, first things first, do the body shaping, the bolt cut, and all that stuff like that to get it drivable, and just get out and wheel the heck out of it, and then start building a roll cage for it. I'll get me a tubing bender. Then probably the next thing would be is pull the 6-cylinder out, dropping a V8 in it, and demonstrating how the process to do all that. Then once I get the V8 up and running, it's going to be a small block Chevy powered, because I've got the engine already, and all I need is to get a transmission. And it's an old school small block. It's not an LS motor or anything like that. It's an old school 350. Actually, it's a 30 over 350. It's a 355. Probably I'm going to do an automatic build. Probably do a 700 R4 when I go the V8 route. Then once I run the V8 for a while, then I'm going to change out. I've got another set of axles at my buddy's house. The blue TJ you guys see in the videos occasionally. Out at his house, I've got a set of axles. I've got a Dana 44. They come out of a 3/4 ton Chevy, and I got a 14 bolt rear. I'm gonna put underneath this thing. That's my thoughts and plans for right now. So if I get a title, I'm gonna try to keep it right on the ragged edge of streetable. But if I can't get a title for it, I'm gonna go nuts. So I think I can make a crawler out of it because I really can't. I can't stomach tearing it apart. Anyway, see where we head next. Now, one thing for sure, whenever I build this, and if I go the route I'm thinking, the body lift crap is coming out. Yeah, I know some of you guys who are my avid followers say, well, your 91 has body lift. It was in there, the body lift was there when I got it originally. And the thing with it is, if anybody knows anything about Jeeps, or any old car for that matter, when you start taking out bolts that's been in there forever, you start stripping stuff, twisting things in two. And to take out the body lift on my 91, I really don't have the time, nor do I want to go through the headache of welding new body mounts every time I twist a bolt into or stripping stuff, or whatever the case may be. See how bad this is. Ooh, don't hit that too hard. That is thin. Oh well. Alright, let's do a little rundown of what I'm thinking, and you guys chime in down in the comments below and give me your ideas and give me what your thoughts of what I'm thinking, okay? Fenders, I may, if I can score a set cheap enough, I may put a set of fenders on it, maybe, who knows. Or the other option would be to take and leave my hood latches in place. Or I can also do hood pins, that's also an option. But taking my fenders, if I leave the hood latches in place, bring out just enough to give that something to latch to, then bring it in and flush it out. Then just bend me some tubing, come around this way for the fenders. I know somebody's having a conniption fit, but those fenders are straight. Yeah, they are. I don't care. Of course, the hood, leaving it alone. I mentioned earlier about doing the boat cut, but also both sides, should I say, which means the plate's going to be right up along in here, somewhere around using 3/16 plate. Bring it all the way down up in here. But I'll also probably see, yeah, looking underneath the back of it. When the fenders come down, they'll be cut right here too, and tapering it back in the same angle, I don't know, roughly-ish 45 degrees or so, or who knows what. But that'll bring that angle back. They'll take out all that rust section. Okay, for the rear quarters, of course, my boat sides is going to come back this way. Whenever it does, you got a line, you follow, comes back here. Then I'm going to bring me a flat plate, come right off the top of the body frame, body mount right here. It'll come out just enough to clear the body mount here. It'll come out just enough, and I'll probably just use get a Daystar 1-inch spacers or something like that to bring it up above this level, and then bring my angle up this way. That gives me as much angle depth as possible for all the clearance I can get on the sides, which will also eliminate a lot of this junk right here by doing the both side cut. Okay, then the both side cut will come about right along in here, but all this right here is easy, so I can weld new metal into that. That's no big deal. Here, I'm not sure what I want to do. I think I comp cut it. If I come straight back through here, which will take out all the junk back here. And I don't know, think about maybe doing a CJ drop gate, instead of doing the swing out YJ. Why? Because I'm gonna cut it up anyway. Might as well go have a little fun with it. And again, possibly do the comp cut. This race's got the family style roll bar in it because it's a 93 model. This roll bar is gonna go in my 91. Yet again, I'm all up on my trailer here now. I have to squeeze in on it. Again, doing the comp cut. Shoot, I keep saying comp cut. Do the both sides cut. Will eliminate a lot of this junk right here. So, and both sides of that. Then we'll take out all that, and either give me a set of fenders or do a cut on those. Front bumper, may fab me something up like I did on my 91, or that's all I thought about, taking my bumper off my 91 that has a stinger hoop on it. I may end up putting it on this. Don't know. So there you go. I'm out here scratching my head, thinking about this old rig right here, thinking, what can I do with it, I've always had this really sick issue of taking junk and trying to resurrect it. And this is probably about the junkiest thing I've ever had to think about resurrecting. But the beauty of it is, I want a rig that I can beat the crap out of and not worry about it. But 91, I daily drive it. I'll have the motor back, well, the motor's in my Mustang. I'll have it finished here before too long. But still, I don't know, I want one Jeep that I can get out and beat the crap out of and still have one for a driver. So this right here fits the bill. And plus I get to go hog wild on this one if I want to. I mean, do all the body mods, frame mods, and do all that stuff first. Later on, get me a, sun is like all up in my face. Later on, do a small block conversion on it. Show the process on that. Once I do the small block conversion, and I'm doing old school, not LS motors. I've got a 350 on the stand, 4-bolt 350 I've had forever. They used to be I originally built it for a '79 Chevy truck I used to have. That was a rock, that got out and rock crawl and beat the crap out of. I junked it out. I kept my axles. It was a Dana 44 front and a corporate 14 bolt rear. And I've still got those axles, which will eventually probably make it under this. So anyway, you guys give me your input, see what you think about that. Okay, I'm looking for ideas. I'm having a hard time making myself scrap this thing out. So I was just kind of like, hey, why not make a beater rig out of it, you know? I mean, it's already beat. So you guys drop it down in the comments, give me some suggestions, some comments, whatever, what you think, and we'll see where she goes from there. So everyone, I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Peace out. Oh, don't forget, subscribe if you haven't, and hit me with that thumbs up and like button down below. Yeah, that's what it is. And also those comments, like I said a moment ago, give me some ideas. So everyone, I really appreciate you hanging out with me. Peace out. Later, y'all.